decided to build us a little outdoor kitchen. I figured I'd take y'all along and show you my little journey here. What I've got started so far is some metal framing, as you can see. Took me a little bit of time to source these materials. Home Depot, Lowe's don't carry this 20 gauge steel is what I went with. They were doing like 25 gauge for sale, so it took me a little bit of time to find a supply place that sells it. But we got it. We're gonna have a backsplash back here. This is where some outlets will go. Run my wires, mainly for rotisserie. Right now I'm just got it in place level to get a little opening here. Still got to frame up for the grill and door. Put another door down here at this end. And I just started adding some cement backer board with the Permabase. Got this side screwed in. Little challenge with my current setup is I'm sandwiching it in between like a metal cement curb and the steps I have over here. So I've got to get these cement boards screwed in. So I'm gonna cut this board. What I've done is drew a line, marked it where I'm gonna cut it here. I'm gonna slide it back out, mark it, cut it, and screw it in, and then I'm gonna have to slide out this whole thing and get some screws down on the back side and the bottom for this backer board. I'm also going to use some construction adhesive along with the screws on the backer board and the studs to give it some extra strength, because we sure don't want that separating once I get my ledger stone on, which is going to be quite heavy. So that's what I've got started so far. Alright, so I got the two sides Permabase cement board screwed and glued in, construction glue. Pulled it out, slid it back in so I could get it all screwed in there. Give you a little measurements. This is approximately about 13 feet long. I have a 40-inch grill here. Still got to frame up the door for the under the grill. I got this is gonna be about 30 inches deep. We'll have a 6 or 7 inch backsplash, and then a little granite trim cap, granite countertop here, and that's what it'll look like. I'll have some landscape lights I'm gonna add to the backsplash and in the front, tied into our landscape lighting. Gonna have 3 outlets on top, 1 underneath for the grill for its lights that are built in. All right, so I just want to give you a few more details of what I did here on measurements wise. So these studs here, I cut at 34 inches, and of course the back one's 34 inches, and then the backsplash I cut at the stud here is 45 inches tall. And I ran a whole nother rail on this backside here because I wanted a good solid support for the granite countertop. I've seen some people just attach rails across, hook them to back here, but I wanted some good solid support on the back side, so I went ahead and built another wall for support for really the countertop and the grill. I still got to add my cross section here for the grill, but this is a I bought this was a 10-foot links, so I got about 13.5 total here. So you can see here at this spot I joined them together. I put this little bracket to keep it squared up and level, just to hold those two pieces together. As you can see, I've got this leveled up fairly accurate. I'm going to use some composite shims. Let me show you these here. These are just some composite shims, and I'm also going to get some metal shims, a little bit thicker. I'm going to put it down here on this end. As you can see, I got a pretty big gap over here, so I want to get some metal shims I'm going to get, and just to hold that up before I bolt this to the ground. So there's where I joined the two pieces, and then I've got the outlets kind of placed where I want them. Backsplash, I think the standard backsplash height is about 12 inches. This is going to be about 6 or 7 inches, I think about 7. You can see here I got a couple of samples. I got my Permabase, which I will say the Permabase was quite challenging to find. Home Depot, Lowe's did not carry it. We're in the middle, towards the end of this COVID, hopefully. But I bought the Permabase backer board and all this framing at a construction supply company near downtown Dallas. And between the framing and backer board, that was about $300. I may have bought too much rails. The rails are what goes across, but I didn't want to have to go back and forth. So, but here's a kind of a couple of samples of granite. I'm not sure. I don't think we're going to go with these particular ones, but I just got this laid on here for now for thickness, 1/2 inch backer board, then thickness of the granite, and I did the same thing with all scraps, so I could get an idea where I wanted my outlet centered for the backsplash. So there's just a few measurements on that. I will show on down on this end, both ends. I keep everything square. I put a bracket here to hold this this piece in place. When I screwed this one in first here, and then I screwed in the front together. So I watched quite a few videos on YouTube trying to see how different people did different things. The DIY Eddie and Shoestring Martha, I think it was, that I was watching theirs. Hopefully I'm not going too fast. Some of theirs were a little quick on the draw on the video. Watched them a couple dozen times, but these are the screws I went with to screw the framing. It worked out pretty well. I had no problems with it drilling through, like one of the videos said they had. They drilled it and then screwed it in, but these went in pretty well. Just a little pressure, drilled the hole and screwed it in there. You can see they went in just fine. All right, so I was gonna bring you along. I got this, I'm in the process of shimming and leveling this up. Originally, I bought these composite shims. Come to find out, as you can see here, I have a lot bigger gap than I originally thought. The back is not very much, but the driveway here slopes up quite a bit. So I had to come back to the drawing board, figure out something for such a large gap. Hopefully you can see how big that is. It's over an inch there. So what I found at Home Depot, I went and got some of these Simpson strong tie composite. I think these were for the post section that was in the store. That gives me about 1 inch up. And then I also got some of these steel plates here to add on in different spots so I can raise this up. I didn't want to use any wood shimming. Get something that's not going to rot, last forever. So let me get up close so you can kind of see what I've done there. Just put some tape while I slid it in a spot, and then I've got it anchored down. I've used some sleeve anchors, and gonna get the rest of these shims. I just got these temporary placed for now. I'll slide them under. So that brings my height of the counter a little higher than I thought. I was hoping to go for a 36-inch counter height, but that's about another inch more. So we're going to be at 37-ish. Most websites I read anywhere between 36 to 38 inches. If you put it in a refrigerator, you have to go up to the 38-inch height due to the height of the refrigerator itself. But this is what I got so far. Get this bolted down. Got my outlets kind of laid out. I'm going to run my wire next. Here's the anchors I'm using. These are sleeve anchors. Once they go in, they are permanent. You can't remove them, so make sure you have them exactly where you need them. These are a little bit longer, going for because of all this height here. So first step is to drill your hole. Take your sleeve anchor, slide it in there, just hammer it in place. And then just tighten down the nut. And there you have it, all secured. Shim under the stud to support everything. Then if we come up here, you can see we're level on both sides here. With our bolt in the ground. I'm going to screw one more down there in the back end, and that corner will be done. One more note I wanted to mention is on my stud spacing. I went with 12-inch spacing. I did a lot of research on that. A lot of people I saw doing 16 inches. I read in a few places they recommended 12 inches. So I went with 12 inches. If anything, it's over-engineered and structurally sound for, between the weight of the grill and the weight of the granite countertops. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I went with 12-inch spacing on the studs. All right, little quick video clip update here as I progress along on the framing. All the framing is in place. I did a little dry test run to make sure all my measurements correct. You can see here for the grill, I had a little sample of the countertop thickness with the just got this Permabase laid on here for now to try to see the height for our bottom piece under there, and then of course to find out how far back we need to frame that back piece, make sure that's right. But so I'm going to pull that back out, and then my next step is put in the Permabase backer board. And I don't know if I mentioned, I ordered the Permabase after doing a lot of research and reading. From what I can tell, that's the only one that's approved for exterior use. So that's why I went with that. And so I got the two doors. There's the door framing. After I get the backer board on, I'll screw in the doors. That one we'll just tile around it. We're using this ledger stone or stack stone, whatever you want to call it. That's what we're going with there. It's gonna go on the front and on the backsplash. Got all the wiring ran for the power. One underneath for the lights, and knobs for the grill, and a few on top. One mainly for, you know, rotisserie. And then we got a little sample of our granite we're gonna go order after we get our stone in place. And then I've got my landscape wiring. That's the black wire there you see. Landscape wiring kind of just roughed in for now. Got to get my lights, they've been on order. We'll wire those up. I'm gonna put some, they're called, I guess, hardscape landscape lighting. There'll be one on the top backsplash there, and then one up front here. And then one I have on the two on the top backsplash, and then one on each side of that door there for the landscape lighting. So there's a little bit what I got. Yeah, leave your comments down below if you watched this long. Thank you so much. Probably a little bit long video here, but I want to get all the framing video done in one clip here. And next step will be put the backer board on. So the framing's done. I got it bolted down, leveled, squared, which was quite a challenge with the slope of the drive, but it's in place. It's not going anywhere. All right, so just last quick little update here. I just started getting all the Permabase cement backer board on the front. Pretty simple, really. I just used that angle grinder and cut out the openings. I just laid the piece against and put a marker around the back to know where to cut. So got that all set. The next step is I'm gonna put our seam tape and fill in where all the screws are. Here is the screws that I used. But I also, more importantly, added some this construction adhesive because I really wanted this all bonded together because I didn't really feel like the screws was enough. I was pretty generous on it. You can see in here. The glue. So I was pretty generous on getting that also glued on, so this is all a solid structure. But so yeah, that's all I got for now. I know it's gonna wait for the ledger stone to get in stock. Well, it's ordered. Maybe a week or 2 weeks before I can do much else. So there's that. Here's the outlets I put in. I'll leave in the description all the different supplies, materials, and where I got what, so it's easy for you to see what I used. I'm gonna cover the top with backer board also, and once I get my landscape lighting in, then I'll cover all this up as well with backer board. But for now, once we get all the backer board and the stone on the front here, then I will, once we get the stone up here, I'll have them come out and measure for the granite countertop. Once the granite countertop is in, then I'll finish the backsplash. And then we're all set after that. So a few more weeks and we're in good shape. The hardest part's done, I think. So hopefully this helps you give some ideas if you decide to do something like this on your own. That's how I did it. Check out those other videos, DIY Eddie, Shoestring Martha. They have some great videos as well that I kind of went off of, took little pieces here and there from. So hey, make it a great day.